After an absence of 17 years, the BMW IBU World Cup returned to the 2002 Olympic venue of Salt Lake City as Soldier Hollow hosted the 8th stage of the season. On the tracks where Ole Einar Bjørndalen wrote one of the most extraordinary pages of the history of the sport, Norwegians were looking for similar success, but plenty challengers were ready to give them a battle. With much warmer temperatures compared to the ones of Kenmore, the women's sprint that opened the program of competitions in Utah posed new challenges to the athletes. The tough tracks were made even harder by the wet snow, and strong skiers tried to take advantage of that. Anastasia Kuzmina set the pace in the first loop, but a mistake in the standing signed also the decline of her ski speed. While Kaisa Makarainen, who missed once, pushed hard to take the provisional lead at the finish. With many top names missing on the day, when first Franziska Hildebrand and then Marte Osbu Røiseland found the zero, it was clear that the fight for the win was still open. The Norwegian scored once again one of the fastest ski times in the last loop to stay ahead of Makarainen for the third win of her season. The Finn finished runner-up, while Hildebrand was third. The next day, the men's sprint did not disappoint the fans, as thrilling competition kept being undecided until the very end. Johannes Tingnesbø looked on his way to a sixth triumph on the format in the season when he quickly cleared his prone, but just like many before him, he soon had to deal with a windy range in the standings. With 4 misses, it looked impossible to the World Cup leader to take a top finish, but his ski speed got him very close to the podium. Despite a miss, Simon Destieu led for most of the competition at the finish line, but when Vetle Sjøstad Christiansen cleared all 10 targets, it was clear that the first ever win for the Frenchman had to wait, while it was the Norwegian to take his maiden victory. Emotions did not end there, as Germany's Roman Rees arrived at the last range with a shot to take himself the win. But one miss forced him to fight on the tracks for his first ever World Cup podium, which arrived not much later. Despite the difficult day at the range, Bø could still close in the top 6 and secure his first Crystal Globe of the season.
I didn't know that. Already?
Yeah, that's it. It's yours. And it's yours alone. No ties. Pretty happy about that?
Yeah, for sure. It's great feedback after a bad feeling on the standing shooting. It's good that I have won my first sprint globe.
On Saturday, 2 pursuits were run under glorious conditions, and they did not fail to provide great excitement. With continuous changes in the leading seat, first Anastasia Kuzmina, then Monika Oynisch, and finally Franziska Hildebrand alternated in the lead, but even the last shooting was not enough to decide the name of the winner. Hildebrand missed once, and so did Denise Herrmann, but the latter once again excelled on skis to take the win in the final corridor. Makarainen found a key zero in the last range to seize a second podium on the US soil, taking advantage of 2 misses from Lisa Vitozzi, who could anyway content herself with the 6th place, which gave her the first ever yellow jersey of her young career.
Yeah, if someone told me that this year I have the yellow bib, I can believe that, and it's really happy about it and enjoy my moment.
The men's pursuit was not any less thrilling, as it all went down to the last loop after many changes in the lead once again. In a windy afternoon, shooting clean was very hard at each range, but Quentin Fillon-Maillet managed to find a perfect 20 out of 20 to take the lead. The Frenchman left Christiansen behind on the last loop and took his second career win. The Norwegian felt heavy legs, but still managed to keep ahead of the Stier, who completed the podium. A set of relays closed the American swing, giving it the perfect ending to a terrific week. In the single mixed relay, an exciting battle at the top saw Italy, Austria, France and Estonia leading for more than half of the competition. With a revolution running order which saw men running first, women were left to anchor their teams, and the leading trio was formed by Lisa Teresa Hauser, Regina Oja and Dorotea Vira. The Estonian lost the rhythm on the last shot on the prone and ended up in the penalty loop, allowing France Julia Simon to get back in the podium contention. Vira scored a masterclass final standing shooting to give Italy the first ever win on the format, while Hauser closed second for her 7th podium in the discipline in as many starts. In the mixed relay, men went also first, and it was clear from the start that Norway, Germany and France would battle for the top spots. Johannes Stignesbo gave the team a substantial lead halfway into the competition, but Norway's chances for the win suddenly crashed as Tiril Eckhoff hit the penalty loop. Anaïs Chevalier scored a perfect 10 out of 10, including a fast-standing shooting to take the win home and keep back the attacks of Vanessa Hintz, who closed second, and Marte Odberøyseland third. A much-deserved break is now waiting for the athletes, who will have 2 weeks to prepare for the big event of the season, the IBU World Championships of Oestersund, starting on March 7th. With the same event to close the program here, the mixed relay.